Ever since these images of an alleged chemical attack emerged out of East Ghouta near to the Syrian capital of Damascus on the 21st of August, debate has been raging over who was responsible. The US, UK and France all seem convinced that Assad was behind the alleged attack, while Russia has suggested that this version of events is simply a story created by the Syrian opposition. So far, neither side has been able or willing to provide evidence to either the UN or the public that anyone was responsible for the alleged attack. However, on the 29th of August, UK MPs were given a dossier by the British government, which civil service sources said provided utterly compelling proof of Assad's involvement in the alleged attack. And interestingly, YouTube videos were said to make up a key part of this dossier, though it has not been revealed exactly which ones. On the 28th of August, a video was posted online by opposition activists in Daria, a town south of Damascus, that they claim shows Assad forces loading and firing munitions that look very similar to the ones found at the site of the alleged chemical attack in East Ghouta. Blogger Elliot Higgins, also known as Brown Moses, believes the red berets worn by the men in the video indicate they are members of the Syrian Republican Guard or military police, and says that it would be unusual for an opposition fighter to wear a cap associated with these organisations.
This video we saw yesterday of the actual munition being used is the best evidence yet that it was the Syrian government forces who were responsible, not the opposition as some people claim. It shows the kind of munition that's been linked to the alleged chemical attacks in Damascus. This is a very large rocket, as you can see from the video, about 3 meters long, maybe 3.5 meters long. By comparing it to other objects in the videos they're showing, you can get a general sense of the size. I've never ever seen the Syrian opposition use any weapons like this, this size. What's also interesting is these launchers appear to be very similar to a particular Iranian missile rocket system that uses 333mm rockets. I've actually spoken to activists on the ground in Syria who I've asked to actually measure that part of the rocket so we can be 100% sure. What's interesting about this rocket is the activists in Eastern Ghouta, where there was the actual chemical attack, filmed a number of these rockets partly exploded. We're actually seeing these rockets, the payload is gone, there's no yellow powder or anything, yet the warhead is pretty much completely intact apart from the missing payload, as is the rest of the rocket. So the question is why? In the case of certain munitions, they aren't designed to explode in a huge explosion. They're designed to sort of pop open and distribute whatever's inside. A good example being chemical weapons. So it's a clue that these munitions could have carried the chemical weapons that were used in the alleged attack. It's really up to the UN inspectors to decide if there were chemical weapons used in the attack.
Elliot doesn't know the date on which this particular video was filmed, and as it has been taken in daylight, it clearly can't be linked directly to the alleged chemical attack in Ghouta, which took place around 2:30 in the morning local time. But if Elliot's assessments are correct, what this video does tell us is that the Assad government has the capacity, at least, to fire the sorts of munitions that were found at the site in Ghouta. Of course, opposition activists aren't the only ones circulating material online that they say supports their version of events. One theory doing the rounds is the suggestion that DIY weapons belonging to the opposition can also be linked to the alleged chemical attack. This video, posted by the pro-Assad website SyrianFreePress.net, claims to show opposition fighters turning gas canisters into lethal chemical weapons. In the video, opposition fighters can be seen firing the gas canisters from a piece of equipment known as the Hell Cannon, a relatively new DIY rocket launcher that has only been around for a few months.
There's been a lot of videos posted online showing the Hell Cannon, saying, oh, this is clearly a chemical weapon. Interestingly, in some of these videos, they even show it being filled with powder. Yet, what chemical weapons come in powder form? Sarin certainly doesn't, chlorine certainly doesn't. If you actually look closely at the two munitions, you can actually see they're very different. The one main thing, apart from its obvious difference in size, is that you can actually see the actual tail things actually on the Hell Cannon mortar actually are attached to the warhead and fits on the outside of the actual cannon itself. Whilst with these ones we've seen in the recent chemical attacks, the tail fins are welded to the base of the rocket, which would make it impossible to even load them with the Hell Cannon.
Another theory that Elliot is keen to debunk is the claim that some of the videos coming out of East Ghouta were actually published a day before the alleged chemical attack even took place. And even the Russian Foreign Minister, Sergei Lavrov, was repeating this claim as recently as the 26th of August. The apparent evidence for this theory is that the videos are dated the 20th of August on YouTube.
What has actually happened is, because when you upload a video from Syria onto YouTube, it uses the date of the servers in California. So there's obviously a significant time difference, and these videos were uploaded around 3 o'clock in the morning, so on the 21st. So in America, it is late at night on the 20th, so they're being dated to the 20th. If you actually use software to look at the metadata of the files that have been uploaded onto YouTube, you'll actually see the upload date on Syrian time, which puts them dead bang in Syria, on the 21st.
We realise there is a whole mass of so-called evidence out there online that claims to support both versions of what happened in East Ghouta on the 21st of August. So if you've got an opinion on this, or if you believe that you have evidence that contradicts things that we've said in this video, we'd love to hear from you. You can let us know in the comments below or get in touch on Facebook.